I can't believe we're on our way to Australia right now. This is so awesome.
I know, man. Australia. It's a dream come true.
Wait. Do you have a pilot's license?
Oh, dude, don't worry about it. I flew a plane when I was like 15. It's fine. It's all the same. Kind of like a car, just with lift, drag, thrust, and that kind of stuff.
2 days ago, I saw a vehicle that'd haul that tanker. You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
Right, but we were told we could come here and find an RDA we've been looking for.
Yeah, with fantastic airflow and great flavor. What the hell is he talking about, dude? Don't know what you're looking for, mate, but we ain't got none of that shit here. So fucking shove on.
Is it just me, or is this guy kind of an asshole?
Fucking rude as hell, man. Like, what the fucking shit? What does that even mean? It means if you don't piss off, we're gonna go to war. See my war face? Dude, we don't want to go to fucking war. Like, and where did you get war paint at in like 2 seconds?
Hey, look over there! It's the Bogan!
I want his body!
G'day, bloody dickheads, the vaping fucking Bogan.
I think what you cunts are looking for is the Bonza RDA.
The Bonza RDA? What up, YouTube? Welcome in Between Two Beards. I'm Justin, aka Dubb.
I'm Ryan.
And today we are doing a highly anticipated, you guys have been asking us for it, sorry it took us so long to get it out, but this is a review for the Bonza RDA by Vandy Vape and the Bogan.
Didn't we talk about that?
I don't care, I'm doing it.
Don't.
Doing it.
Don't, because you can't.
I'm gonna fucking do it! Even if it sounds like absolute shit.
Shite?
Shite?
Do they say that? Australia?
Yeah, no, okay. Shite.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go up close and show you everything. This thing is amazing, so just get that out of the way. We weren't sent these, so everything is, you know, the way we do it. So
hint, hint, Vandy Vape.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, we're going to dive down, and we'll be right back.
Let's get inside of it, man.
Alright guys, here's going to be a real quick up close with the Bonza by Vandy Vape and the VAPING Bogan. There's his little face there. Anyway, this is what all of Vandy Vape stuff's kind of been coming in lately, these little clamshell packages. So anyway, inside you're going to have your Bonza user manual, but honestly this thing is so self-explanatory that, you know. Alright, this thing comes with 3 drip tips. You're going to have a Ultim 810, a Delrin 810 that are pretty much the same bore. And then it actually comes with a nice color resin 810 also that I think is actually a little bit bigger drip tip, but all of them are pretty comfortable. I just really like the resin kind of matchy thing. Here you got your bag of spare goodies, your O-rings. You've got your little flathead blue screwdriver here. The Allen key is for the squonk pin, which is in the bag. You've got your squonk pin right there. And then the deck comes pre-installed with flathead screws, and then in the bag are Phillips head screws. So I'm really glad they did that instead of like flatheads on the deck and then Allen key screws in the bag, because I hate Allen key screws. But anyway, and here we have the Bonza itself. It's got this really awesome flat black finish. Again, there's that resin 810 drip tip with the O-ring in there, so all your goon drip tips should fit just fine in here. The black one comes with the red one. And then I will flash up a picture of all the other colors because they each come with their own color drip tip. But if you can see right there, it's got the Bogan logo, which is the skull and the crossed mech mods, which is kind of cool. You've got your adjustable airflow on either side. Then you've got, you know, all these different rows of small little holes, which makes the airflow nice and smooth. And as you turn this O-ring is nice and tight. That just closes off those holes one row at a time. What happens on one side obviously happens on the other, and you do have a single coil option on this guy. So if you turn it far enough, this side will be open and this side will be closed. So there's that. And then on the bottom here, you've got the Bonza, little serial number, and then the VAPING Bogan signature right there. Here's your negative post screw, and then your positive pin. I obviously don't have the squonk pin in there. I have the normal 510 pin. Sticks out nice and plenty for mech mod, or for your hybrid mech mods, and then there's also a peak insulator around the pin there. So yeah, definitely hybrid safe. Go ahead and throw this on a mod. All right, this is a 24mm RDA. You can see how it looks here on the Rev GTS. There's a little gap there, but that's not because of the RDA. It's because the 510 connection on this mod actually sits up just a tiny bit. But regardless, then you've got the gold ring on the bottom here. I'm not super crazy about, but we'll go into that later. So go ahead and pull this off. Then you can see this deck. This deck is awesome. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. This deck is phenomenal to build on. You've got your staggered posts. Down on the bottom here, you can see the you have clamps that actually will drop, kind of like the Bravo from Latofu. As you unscrew the screws there, the clamps drop down, and as you tighten them up, they actually tighten back up. It's going to be near impossible to see on the camera here, but on the clamps is actually some knurling, which is great. So that way when you tighten it up, you can fuss with your coils and stretch them and move them where you want, and you don't have to worry about them pulling out of there, which is great. And then the outer holes, the upper holes, are just post holes that are nice and kind of oval shaped, so you can fit some really nice big builds in there. So yeah, this deck could not be easier to build on. The actual build itself kind of reminds me of the recoil with the staggered posts, but then you've got the clamps instead of the bottom post screws. So yeah, I mean, it's super easy. So I didn't want to waste a set of good coils, so I just popped one of these out of here to show you just how quickly and easy you can install your coils in this thing. So you just get your outer leg in the upper hole, inner leg in that clamp. And yeah, that's all there is to building this thing. Obviously, just repeat that on the other side, and it couldn't be simpler. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy wicked up really quick, and then we'll go over that. The juice well here I want to mention real quick is super deep. I have no idea what the actual dimensions are, but this thing will hold a ton of wick and a ton of juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and wick this up and show you that real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, and then one thing I am going to mention, again, how deep that juice well is. You're going to want to leave your cotton kind of long. So I'm going to go quite a bit longer than I do on some of the other RDAs that I have. It reminds me of the juice well in the Peerless RDA, honestly. That's kind of how deep this is. So yeah, that's about how long I'm going to leave them. And then obviously, I'm just going to take them and tuck them down in there, make sure I want them to hit the bottom so it can suck up all that juice in that crazy deep juice well. But not so much that it's blocking anything, And yeah, there you go. There's the Bonza up close, wicked and ready to go. We're going to go ahead and jump back out and talk about it. We'll be right back.
Alright guys, that was the up close of the Bonza RDA by Vandy Vapes in collaboration with the Bogan.
Yeah, I actually I looked up the word Bogan on the way over here.
No shit.
Because I was curious, true story. And it's basically Australian for redneck.
That's awesome. That fits his... he's one of those reviewers. I have mad respect for all reviewers, but I just love watching him review shit.
One of my favorites, yeah.
I feel like we would get along. Like he would get along with us. I'm not saying we'd be best friends. We're not getting promise rings.
Well, we know we could have a beer with him. So anyway, yeah. So I don't want to waste any time, man. Pros and cons time.
All right.
There are a lot more pros and cons.
Right. We'll just get into cons first.
Go for it.
Okay. All right, man. So first and foremost, these two is something we both pretty much agree on. Now, keep in mind, take what we're going to say with a little bit of grain of salt because we really had to nitpick the hell out of this because we really do love this RDA.
Yep.
First and foremost, you saw it on the up close. There is this gold ring at the very bottom on the base of the RDA. Now, that is because the entire deck is gold-plated. But I feel like we could have spent an extra $5 and got that painted because, no offense, I don't have anything that's gold.
Right.
I'm not...
I really love the way this looks on my GTS with the red drip tip and everything. And then there's that gold ring that just kind of shoots right out at you. It's like, oh, it looks so good. Oh, there's gold.
Yeah, I don't want to get jiggy with it, okay? I want it to be silver or...
Well, it needs to be kind of cleaner, but...
something, because gold is just one of those colors that you have to have something with gold to make it look good.
I don't even wear a gold wedding ring because I hate the color of gold. But anyway, that aside, I get why they did it. Gold-plated contacts and everything inside makes
awesome.
Everything.
Just would have liked to see the very bottom base.
Either cover up that bottom with the top cap or powder coat the ring or something to match the rest of the RDA. That's, again, we're subjective nitpicking the shit right now.
It's all about aesthetics. So, functionality-wise, we have one big one. The O-rings.
The O-rings on the deck.
On the deck. Not the O-ring that's actually on the adjusting top cap, but the actual O-rings on the deck are a little movie. They're
a little on the loose side. It's hard to get your RDA off your mod without it spinning.
Yeah.
They could be tighter.
If you get a good crank down on there, there's been several times where I've had to take the cap off, wait till my coil's cooled down, and then physically move the deck because it just wants to spin. So that's a little bit better O-rings would have been nice.
Outside of that, I have nothing else to complain about.
The only other thing that I have, and this is, like I said, a super nitpicky thing, and it's not even really a con, it's just kind of a watch it when you're doing it kind of thing. And you guys saw how tall that fucking well was. I mean, those walls come right up to your coils, which is fine because that blocks off all the airflow and goes directly through the coil, and it tastes great. But the problem comes in, you got to cut your wick. You got to really anticipate how thick and how long you want the wick because it can be a little bit problematic getting the wick underneath of the coil to get down in the juice well long enough. I mean, not that it's impossible, not that it's hard. It's just that it takes 1 or 2 times of wicking it before you're like, okay, I'm going to have to, you know.
You definitely need to leave your wicks a little bit longer. So I see what you're saying because it kind of... I like that he did the staggered posts where your outside leg is up higher than the inside leg, so it makes it easier to wick, but even as high as it is, it's still kind of, because that juice well comes right up there to where the bottom of your coils are going to be, so I get that. So
that's just a small thing for me, so let's get into the best part, the pros, because they're all over the place.
Airflow is ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah.
The airflow is fantastic. I think... we're seeing an uptrend in this multiple small holes instead of one big hole, and I like that. I'm not a huge fan of like the big 4 millimeter wide
215.
Airflows on like your goons and your twisted messes and some of those, like that big open Cyclops airflow. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the perforated airflow.
Yes, I am glad that he went with the perforated airflow because the only other RDA we've really seen this on was the Geek Vape Peerless.
Well, that and the Drop.
And the Drop.
The Drop had that. But all of the 3 of those that we just mentioned have fantastic airflow. So.
I would put this airflow pretty similar to the level of the Dead Rabbit and the Drop airflow. It is smooth, there's no harsh, and there is as much or as little as you want depending on where you stack your...
You've got 5 rows, 3 rows high.
You have 15 slots, guys.
Yeah, I keep 2.5 closed and then 2.5 open. That's like the sweet spot for me.
I'm right in between that 2 and 3 slot.
Yeah, it's one. I love the airflow. Flavor on this thing is, I didn't really show it in the up close. I meant to and just kind of spaced out. But the top cap is very, very domed on the inside. The flavor is great. I don't think it's quite on the level for me as the Dead Rabbit and the Drop, but I think that's just because of how high those coils sit compared to this. I would put this on the level of the Recoil Rebel for flavor.
I like the Recoil Rebel flavor just a little bit more, but that's a different story because that's like I think that comes down to the airflow.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely flavor-wise. You said it perfectly. I think you're going to get a little bit of... I actually like the flavor a little better than this than the Dead Rabbit, but now the Drop, still for me, flavor is... that's just a top-notch flavor right there.
It's on its own level,
But this is really good. Much better than any Nudge 24 or anything like that. Like I said, guys, you combine good flavor with the smooth airflow. It's a winning combination for me. I love the deck, too.
The deck... Bogan, good job, man. I know...
Good on you, Mike.
Yeah, stop it. I know he even said that he took a couple things that he liked from a couple other RDAs and kind of changed them around to where it was ideal for him. I respected him for coming out and saying that. It's like, he didn't just say, hey, I designed this from the ground up. He's like, no, I basically took some things and put them into one.
We're
and
getting to a point right now with RDAs where what can you do?
What can you do that's different anymore?
You know, I mean that somebody hasn't at least had some version of or attempted at one point. So, but I will say this now for the deck. If any of you guys have ever built on the Goon, you probably will either hate this statement or love it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But with the slats that come down,
the clamps. Yeah.
he put knurling on there. It was hard to catch on the up close, but he put the knurling on there so it doesn't pull.
Once you tighten those clamps down, you can fiddle with your coils all you want and tug on them and pull them, and they're not going to go anywhere. Now, again, probably going to get some hate for this because people are going to be like, well, you're just stupid and don't know how to build on the Goon. But there's been a couple times on the Goon where I get the clamps as tight as I can get them without, trying to strip the screws out. And when I'm trying to move my coils where I want them, I've had legs pull out and it rips the freaking wraps off of them. And
I've had it happen to me. It happens. Not saying that that's bad.
It doesn't happen every time.
It's just a simple fact that you got to really crank that bitch down so those coils stay in place. Where with this,
the knurling on here, it does away with that.
Yeah, it really does help a lot. And the fact that those clamps come up when you tighten, you don't have to hold it with one screwdriver and then like walk it up. It does it by itself. So yeah, right on for that. That is just a fucking ingenious idea.
I love that it came with flathead screws and some really nice beefy Phillips head screws. I hate hex head screws. I know there's guys that like them. I know there's guys that don't like them. I fall in the camp of guys that don't like them. I don't like hex heads. They round out too easily. I like flatheads the best, but I would prefer Phillips over the hex head. So I like that they put flatheads and Phillips in the bag. And
it all comes down to the quality of the screw for me. Like I said, I'm with you though. The only issue it's going to be super tacky to say this, but honestly, the reason I'm not huge on the hex heads because I don't have one in my build kit. So I have to use one that was included. So call that what you want. But yeah, obviously the 3 different drip tips are awesome.
That's cool that they included 3 drip tips. Who does that?
Yeah, I mean I prefer the it's resin or acrylic, but at the same, it looks good. It vapes great. But the other drip tips are equally nice and comfortable depending on what your style is.
I like Delrin, I like Ultim, and I like resin. I like all 3 of those. I prefer resin to all of the above, but I like them all. And
it's not a metal cap.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not the fucking burn your lips.
I'm just glad that they thought ahead. He thought ahead to say, hey, I want all 3 of those.
Can you imagine that? They probably brought out like a metal cap and they're like, all right, here we go. This is what we're looking at. And he's like, listen here, you bloody cunts. I don't want to burn my fucking... Do my lips look like a Bobby? No, they do not. Change the shit, you motherfuckers.
Where's that accent from? Austria.
Let's
throw another shrimp on the barbie. Let's not. So anyway... Yes, so yeah, pros everywhere, cons, there's just a couple small ones. Overall,
build deck size is really nice. You could could fit some pretty good sized coils, but once again, keep this in mind. The bigger the coil, the more task you're going to have trying to get your wick up underneath that because where the airflow sits, we have those coils right in front of the airflow. Now you can raise them up a little bit if you want, but the only problem with that is it's not going to be hitting directly on the airflow. So just a concern if you're going to...
I would say you could probably get 3.5 and 4 millimeter coils in here, but I think the sweet spot's definitely going to be in the 3 millimeter. That's just what I like anyway. So
I would say 3.5 is going to probably be your...
Maybe the max.
Maybe the max. I mean, 4, man. That's a fucking...
It's a big coil.
That's a fucking curly fry. You know?
Wicking it with napkins.
Yeah,
and shit.
seriously. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think that's going to ohm out at? It's just a round wire build with seasoning. You know.
So all in all, it's not expensive. Very reasonable. I bought mine, I think, for $34.
I think I got mine delivered to my door for just the $35, give or take a few bucks.
So you can
find them anywhere you want online.
Yep.
Like I said, this is just a really, really solid. The packaging is a little it's a little cheap. I kind of prefer the old Vandy Vape packaging with the card.
Yeah, the original Kylan came in a really nice cardboard box. I think even the Pulse 22 and 24 come in a nice box. This comes in the clamshell type thing. It is what it is. And it's a box.
Once again, it's a pitch. The only reason, and most people probably don't even care about the bag of packaging, but the big bitch about this is once you take the adhesive off, there's really no way to secure it. So
I'm one of those
it's gonna fucking bloody go everywhere.
I'm one of those weird guys that keeps the box to everything.
I have a box with a bunch of boxes
Yeah,
inside
I do,
of said
yeah.
box.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh, look, take it out of the box,
said
chuck
I
the
have
box."
a box.
Oh man. So anyway,
I don't. I mean, it may look like it, but I don't. I swear.
Beard approved.
Dude, beard
Yes,
approved
all day long.
Obviously, this is going to go into the running. I believe this came out last year at the very end. Like I said, once again, we took that month break. We just got around to getting it reviewed, but we've been on this now for almost a month and a half, guys, and we've seen no signs of me stop using it.
Yeah,
so
I dig the Bonza. That one, it's definitely going in my normal rotation of drippers.
this is going to go into the running for RDA of the year, guys. This thing's really nice.
It's definitely
really
I
nice.
think it's definitely going to be on the
with
list,
the simplicity of the build deck, the deep juice well, the deck being very simple to build on.
I like the way it looks. It's clean.
Yeah,
it's nice and clean.
Like I say,
it's
she's
got
got
this
fucking gold ring.
It's got this little design on the top of the AFC that you can't really see because it's black. I'm sure it shows up better on the other colors, but that looks nice. I just like everything but the gold ring.
Bogan's logo looks cool.
Yeah. So beard approved all day. Would I buy another one? Yes.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes, I would.
Out of 10 stars, I'm going to give this a solid 8, guys.
I'm going to go with an 8.
Solid 8. The only reason it's not getting a 9 because of those little discrepancies we just talked about.
Yep.
So, I don't really think I have anything else to say about it, man.
I think we're good. I think that's it.
If you guys want to buy one, I highly fucking recommend it, guys.
We'll leave a couple links in the description where you can find them. You can find them fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
But
throw a dart at the internet, you can find one.
right. But yeah, I think it's gonna do it, guys. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe. We are up to over 1,100 subs.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. We really do appreciate it.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, 1,100 big freaking deals. And Rip Trippers just
but
hit
for
a million.
But for us, we thought, like, man, if we can get 100 subs, we'll be in there.
A year ago, right now, we had like 43 subs. So I'm happy with 1,100.
All right, guys, so just a quick update on In Between Two Beards as a whole. We're going to try to do some more traveling this year. We were planning on doing like 4 vape shows, but unfortunately, 2 of which are not happening.
The powers that be decided to schedule all the vape conventions this year, like, in the month of April.
The ones near us, anyway.
Yeah. Detroit. We were planning on going to Detroit. That's probably not going to happen because the very following weekend is Cleveland.
Well, and I think you have something going on that weekend.
Yeah, it just is what
we
it is.
are more than planning on going to the Midwest Vapor Expo, which will be in Cleveland. I believe it's April 21st
and 22nd. Yep.
So, you know, just a heads up. We're giving everybody just a heads up. If there are any other shows that we plan on attending, we will update you accordingly.
Yeah, sure.
But as of right now, the Midwest Vapor Expo seems to be the one we're going to hit up closest to us right now.
Right.
So anyway, on that note, check us out on social media, guys. We're on all of it. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Once again, throw a dart at it. We're there. It's all
Tinder. FarmersOnly.com.
Christian Mingle. My account got banned. Who knew you couldn't post your favorite Pornhub links? Assholes.
So anyway,
but it's all at In Between Two Beards. If you want to contact us professionally, which after that little spit they probably won't, or just drop us a line. Our email is inbetweentwobeards@gmail.com. And until next video, guys.
Vape on.
Vape on, you cunts! I did it.
No. No.